So we had Cynthia Jenkins and Tina
I was
Zwolinski
just gonna-
Skills Gap. I don't know, they're running together, but we recently had them on the podcast. And one of the things that they talked about was making sure your IP people, your attorneys, know your industry. So do you have specialty areas that you focus on?
Oh, sure. Biochemical, mechanical. That's it.
Okay.
Somebody sends me in software, I punch you. One of my best friends, punt, not punch. Sorry, got a little physical. Got a lot of frustration pent up apparently. But one of my best friends, and don't you dare tell him I said anything nice about him, is Nate Quirk. He works in our Charlotte office. He was in-house and does computer software stuff. You send me computer software, my eyes glaze. And I'm just like, and I'll be like, Nate, I got a client. You need to talk to them. Computer, something. And I get it off my plate. The person you want to be worried about, probably like the marketing company that says we can do all things for all people. If you find the attorney that says I can do all things for all people, run and run fast.
So why is that? Help people understand.
Think about it, because all of us have, like, if you go to a doctor, do you go to a heart surgeon when you have a foot issue? You don't. Do you come to a mechanical IP attorney when you've got a computer issue? You don't. Do you take a genetics code and a patent application and go to somebody who works on, say, the designs of car fenders? You don't. And so we've got that innate understanding of an industry. If you don't understand the nicks and ticks of that industry, you're not going to be able to draft a very good patent if you're in that route. If you're doing a trademark form, you don't want to file it in the wrong area. You can't amend them once you file them. You've got to file a new one. So if you're working with the company and they're, I don't know, I keep using all, but Hello Chaos says we're podcasts, but you guys are also like a, you're a farrier. You guys make horseshoes at night. And you're like,
definitely
okay.
do that.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys got Clydesdales right in the back. And so, but if I don't know what y'all do, or if I don't understand what a farrier is, I might just put down farrier thinking, hey, you're like Chiron the boatman, and here's my coin, versions of farrier that could be confused. And so it is important to go to somebody and ask, hey, what do you know about my industry? What do you know about what I do? Because I love getting in new clients, but y'all, I would rather not get in trouble. And if I don't understand what I've done for you, you're going to be called to task. You'll have a patent examiner come back at some point and be like, hey, I've read your patent and this is malarkey, Or, if you do it poorly and you just don't understand the tech, or you just kind of fake it, it could come back to be a bad thing.
Or if you're not protecting, putting all the parameters in place to,
you might miss the concept.
Because like Cynthia and Tina were talking about, that was one of their aha moments of they're a gaming system, but they're collecting a ton of data in the back end of how people are using, their tech, and that's part of their. Yeah, that's part of what they own. Their asset.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So they were like, we needed to go to an IP that understood how to protect data
and
gaming specifically, and also dealing with because they're working a lot in schools and children, they need to make sure that their processes.
Oh, right, because of the privacy with kids. So there was that extra layer.
That extra layer of they had to get that advice from the attorney of, well, you've got extra stuff that you've got to build in your infrastructure that they wouldn't have known about had they not consulted an IP attorney within the gaming software space.
Yeah.
To think about it.
And that was like news to me, because I was like, oh gosh, I was like,
Yeah, you would think it might be any one of those
just
things.
an IP,
And it's just like, and I will tell y'all one thing, A, attorneys have ethics, believe it or not. And two, we're not all, everybody thinks all attorneys do all things. God, no.
Yeah.
It's like you go down to the bur office downtown and just kind of working around my head. We've got 2 IP attorneys. We circle around to a corporate attorney. We go over to 2 bond guys. We then jump over to a tax attorney, tax and probate. Y'all, these are very disparate species of law. I don't do tax and probate.
Right.
I don't do municipal bonds. I stay away from those. We've got real estate attorneys. I don't do real estate. If you don't surf, don't start in those areas, because if you don't know what you're doing, it is going to be Hello Chaos, and in a bad way.
Right. To listen to the podcast, go to hellochaospodcast.com or wherever you like to listen or watch your favorite podcast.